Okay, welcome. Today we are going to talk about EC2 instances and elastic load balancers, and we will see how we can connect these EC2 instances with elastic load balancers. So before going to do the lab, we'll see one picture over here. Okay, this is representing Amazon data center, and inside this data center we have different web servers placed in these racks, and these are called racks. Inside these racks we have web servers, and this web server contain CPUs and CPU, network interface card, and random access memory, just like our normal laptops and personal computers. So virtualization, here we use concept called virtualization. It means on top of this server we will install virtualization software, and these are called hypervisors. Hypervisors, what they do is they'll emulate the underlying hardware and allow us to deploy a number of operating systems on top of a uh, server. And these individual operating systems are called virtual instances since they have deployed using virtualization software. So EC2 is a virtual instance, and we'll see how EC2 instances are deployed. Before going to that, EC2 instances can be deployed in two ways. One way is uh, using instance store. Instance store is nothing but storage device directly connected to this server. Suppose in case any failure happens here, your data would be lost because this this instance store volumes are directly connected to a physical host. And the other way of deploying EC2 instances is deploying on elastic block storage, EBS store. And EBS store is a network storage component. So in case any failure happens, you can Amazon shifts your web server from one of the racks to the other, or one of the instances, sorry, one of the web servers to the other. So this way EC2 works, and we'll see how EC2 works in action. So this is the AWS website, and if you are a new user, you have to log into the console. Like, first of all, you should sign into the console, and you need to create account. So I have my uh, account with me, so I'm going to show you directly with my credentials. Okay, now here I will provide my credentials, and I will meet you in the next screen. Thank you. This is how EC2 console looks like, and as you can see here, this is the console, and under the services you can see EC2 instance. Please click on the EC2 instances, and if you scroll down you can see elastic load balancers. As you can see here, we don't have any instances running, and volumes and other security groups. We'll talk about security groups later. Now we'll see how this load balancer works with EC2 instances. Let me open up your diagram and show you how ELB works. Uh, this is the ELB. Whenever a client is nothing but your web browser, or like that, when you are hitting a website, it should go to DNS address, and DNS should have ELB registered with this. So whenever you are typing, suppose you have website called XYZ, and you are hitting that website, and this request uh, goes to the DNS address, and DNS address uh, transfer those requests to the ELB, and further this ELB transfers the traffic to the web servers. This distributes equally to the all web servers. Suppose a web server 1 is getting 100% traffic. Mm, what this ELB does is it will distribute the traffic equally between these two servers, like 50 and 50 equally distributed like that. So 50% traffic goes to the web server 1 and 50% traffic goes to the web server 2. Now we'll see how EC2 instance work. Now we are back to the EC2 console, and we are going to launch instance. Click on launch instance. As you can see here, these are the different operating systems, and we are going to select our Amazon Linux 2 AMI. Select that, and since I am using a free tier AWS account, I have only this general purpose family. So click on the next configure instance details, and I'm going to launch an instance, and keeping defaults as it is, because this VPC is a virtual private cloud. Mean Okay, now what is this VPC? VPC is a virtual private cloud. Means if you want to deploy your resources in private environment, you can use this option, and it increases the security of your environment. And here I am going to pass the bootstrap script to deploy a small website, and let me show you the script. I'm keeping defaults as it is, and we can see here this is the script user data, and this is called Shebang, which means it represents the interpreter. That means this bash shell is going to convert these commands into the machine understandable language. So we are going to update and install the HTTPD server, and the chk config, it will make sure that HTTP is running in a given at any particular time, and we are going to uh, change the directory to HTML, and we are going to write this website. Hello all, welcome to my web page. This is serving from server 1. So you can see this uh, in our web page at the end of this session. Okay, next go to add storages and add your root devices to your EC2 instances, and I am going to select magnetic standard, and next add tags. To recognize your systems, you need to add these tags. I mean, to recognize your EC2 instances, and give name as web server 1. Wait. Okay, now click on next option, which is configure security groups, and these security groups we have here default security group. Here we can create one new security group. uh, we can open ports in the security groups, so that if you want to access your website, you need to add rule HTTP, which runs on port 80. So in order to access your website, you need to have this HTTP port open. So we'll review and launch this. Will continue with the magnetic as a boot volume for the instance, and next and click on launch and create a new key pair and give key pair name. So I am giving it as RKS KP, and you need to download this key pair and click on launch instance. These key pairs are used to securely log into your EC2 instances. And to see your EC2 instances in the dashboard, you have to click here and you will see the status of your EC2 instances. You need to wait until this security checks complete. Here you need to get 2 by 2 check. Until that you have to wait here. I'm pausing the video and I will resume it once it passes the security checks. You can see here now this instance is up and running, and launch the another instance in a similar way. Click on select and free tier eligible. Next, configure instance details and one, and keep default VPC. And again you need to pass a bootstrap script here. Okay, this is the bootstrap script, and you can see here I have changed it to web server 2. In the previous EC2 instances I have given web server 01 because I want to show you how this load balancer works and how load balancer manages the traffic between the these two EC2 instances. So I will show you this uh, in a few minutes. Next, go to next, add storage and give magnetic standard, and next add tags. So here add tags and give name as the key, and value is our web server 0. In order to recognize, we need to do this. So okay, click on next and click on this configure security group, and we are going to add uh, our HTTP rule to this, and our security group name will be launch wizard 2 for our second instance. For our first instance it is launch wizard 1. So review and launch and continue with magnetic as boot volume for this instance, and click on next and launch your instance. And I'm using the existing key pair which I have downloaded for the first EC2 instance. So I'm continuing with it, and I am acknowledging the that I'm using the old key pair and launch instance. Now you can see the instance in the EC2 dashboard by clicking there, and you can see web server 2 is being deployed, and we have to wait until the security status check completes. So I'm pausing the video. Now if you go to the dashboard, you can see that two instances are running, and one default security group and two security groups we have created for these running instances, and we have used key pair, and these two volumes are attached to this EC2 instances. Now come back to our instances, and this is still in process initializing. You have to wait. Okay, in the meantime I will show you the website from the first EC2 instance. First you need to copy this public IP and paste it in your browser. See, you can see here our first our server 01, which is hosting from our first EC2 instance, and go to your console. Just refresh here to see whether it is completed or not. So it is still initializing. So we'll wait for another few seconds. Okay, now you can see that it has passed the security checks. Now we'll scroll down here, we'll go to load balancers, and we'll create one load balancer. And we have three types of load balancer. See, these are the three types, and this works on the application layer. This works on the transport layer. Okay, when you have a website in multiple languages, and in multiple suppose you have website for Japanese people, and you have in their own language, and you have website for Chinese people in their own language. So what this does is, and so it will allow Chinese people to access your website in their own language, and Japanese people in their own language. Meaning, so your website is hosted in different languages, and different set of people can use in their respective languages. So uh, and this is about application load balancer, and network load balancer is used for the performance. So if you want your website uh, very quickly to access, so you can use this network load balancer. It will increase the performance. And classic load balancer, typically what it does is, it simply does this round robin method. That means uh, first request it will send to the web server 1, and second request it will send to web server 2, and third request again to 1, and fourth to 2. Like this it will keep on transferring requests to the uh, web servers. So in this video we are going to create only classic load balance. So let's hit on create button, and here we will give the name to the load balancer. Simply I'm giving my name, balancer, and okay, I'm keeping HTTP protocol for this load balancer, and will assign security groups. Okay, I'm using this default security group itself. And click on configure security settings. Configure health checks. Just ignore that one. And these are the advanced options. So if you want to take control of your load balancer, and you can use these different options. And I'm giving defaults as it is, and clicking on next, add EC2 instance to our load balancer, and I'm adding these two web servers to the load balancer. In connection training, coming to this, uh, what does it mean? The number of seconds to allow existing traffic to continue flowing. That means if you are using auto scaling group, and you are going to terminate this, suppose assume that you are going to terminate this load balancer. So suppose if your load balancer is serving request, this auto scaling stops until those requests get completed. So and click on next, add tags, and we'll create one tag, and value as next review and create, and that's create. Now your load balancer is successfully deployed, and you want to see our load balancer. You have to click on this, and you can see here load balancer is deployed. And if you scroll down here, you can see details about our load balancer. So Now you can see here the status. Two of two instances in service. That means uh, before it was doing some health checks on these two instances. Now these two are healthy. Now we'll see how to access our website from this load balancer. Okay. Now we have to copy paste this DNS name. Copy this DNS name of your load balancer and paste in your browser. Okay, it is taking time, so I have made a mistake somewhere. We'll check the security groups. This is the security group attached to our load balancer. And you can see here HTTP rule is not added. I have added it before, but I don't know why it is showing like this. Okay, now give source as 0.0.0 slash 0 means you can access this load balancer from internet and save rules. Now we'll try. Well, yeah, now you can see that we can access web servers from our load balancer. And if you hit refresh and see, as you can see here, it is serving the request from web server 2, and if you hit refresh again, it will go to server 1. And this is how we will be sending traffic to the EC2 instances. And this is it for now, and I am now ending the video. If you like my video, please hit the like button below. Thank you.